Move the knife around the bottom of this bone in a tracing motion. This is the bottom. And today's project is an explanation to help you get 1 or 2 steps closer to professional fish handling. First, we'll look at filleting the fish. Fish have scales, gills, and internal organs. There are many different ways to remove scales. You can use a scale scraper, a metal scrubbing brush, or skimming with a knife. Today we'll be using a grouper to explain. I have the impression that grouper is difficult to fillet. It's true that the bones are strong and it is a little difficult, but that's what makes it easy to explain. So, first let's take a look at how to remove scales of grouper. Please. The fish this time is grouper from Kagoshima. What a cool grouper. It arrived yesterday, so the innards and gills have been removed. In this state, I can't explain how to remove the gills and innards, but this time I will fully explain how to remove the scales and fillet the fish. There are 3 ways to remove the scales from this type of fish: a scale remover, a metal scrubbing pad, or a skimming with a knife. This time we will skim the fish with a knife. This time we will not be explaining just skimming, so I won't go into detail. I have explained this in detail in other videos. Skimming is complete. Use a metal scrubbing pad to remove the scales from the areas where the scales remain. At this time, it is very dangerous to remove scales near the thorns. It will be extremely painful if you prick your finger with them. Therefore, press the thorns against the cutting board. This will allow you to remove the scales safely. There are thorns here too, so be careful. Press it against the cutting board like this. Now let's cut the fish's collar. Press the knife into the collar. Pressing makes it easier to cut. For most fish, if you stroke from the head side like this, the spines won't prick you. Now, wash the cutting board. This time, we removed the scales using a knife, a method called suki. I would like you to try it if you can. It makes the sashimi taste better. This is especially true for bluefish. I'll explain a little about suki. Fish have scales. The first skin, the second skin, and the flesh. Simply put, a fish is structured like this: scales, skin 1, skin 2, and flesh. The skiving knife passed through here. So the scales and skin 1 are removed, and the white skin and flesh are left. With bluefish, skin 1 has a unique smell. Many children say, I can't eat yellowtail because of the fishy smell, especially when it's grilled. If you skive the fish, those children will be able to remove skin 1 and say, what's this? This yellowtail is delicious. This is what we call suki. Next step. The next step is to use a knife. Any tips? First of all, it's very important to know the structure of a fish. Once you understand this, you'll be one or even two steps ahead in how to fillet a fish. You will definitely do it. This is something that surprisingly many people don't know. Here is the fish's backbone. How do you fillet a fish? Is it a Pokemon ball? Insert the knife here. Next, insert it here. If you cut here, you can remove it, right? And it's finished. You will have an upper part and a lower part. But this is a little bit wrong. You all think the same way, right? This is the pitfall that keeps you from filleting a fish properly. Actually, this is what you just explained. Right? This is just a little bit wrong. This is a method that works for most fish. The key is here. Here. Both sides are raised, aren't they? Actually, first you insert the knife at this angle. Then you pass through here. Let me explain it in a little more understandable way. I will now explain the method of filleting that I mentioned earlier. Here is the spine. Why is it like this? The bones are attached here, like this. Think of this as a cross-section of a fish. The dorsal and pectoral fins are attached here. And from these dorsal and pectoral fins, there are bones, like this. Anyone who fillets fish knows this, right? I think you'll also understand when eating it. There is the spine in the middle and bones coming out from the top. Most people fail when they put the knife into the fish. Insert the knife at this angle. This is because you want to get as close as possible. However, the knife hits the tip of the bone and goes under the bone. This is a pitfall. So what should you do? The solution is this angle. The angle is about 45 degrees. Insert the knife at this angle. I'll explain why. By inserting the knife at this angle, it will hit this bone. By inserting the knife at this angle, it will hit this bone. That's the signal to move the knife straight forward. Once it hits here, straighten the knife. At this point, be sure to thoroughly wipe off any moisture. Water from this point onwards is not good for fish. Wipe the knife thoroughly as well. This is where people often make mistakes. When trying to cut very close to the bone, they end up holding the knife at this angle, and the knife ends up going under the bone. So first make sure you angle the knife properly. Set the knife at a good angle and create a line where you will insert the knife. Tilt the knife from here. Then insert the knife. The important thing here is not to put force into your hands. Cut without using force. Everyone wants to open it to check, but don't cut like that. Once you've checked, close it again and cut. You will fail if you pull on it to cut. What do you think? Was it easy to understand? So that's how you insert the knife. Yes, you place the knife against the bone and then go straight through to the back. I'm sure you all want to fillet a fish nicely and aim to be able to see the bones through like a professional would. Right? The closer you try to insert the knife to the bone with that in mind, the less likely it is to work. The reason why professionals can see the bones nicely is because they place the knife firmly against the bone and then move it sideways. When the knife reaches the spine, there is a part called the Bermuda Triangle. Do you know? Let me explain. A fish has its gills, bones, and internal organs here. When I say Bermuda Triangle, I mean this. This is the Bermuda Triangle. This is the Bermuda Triangle. The bones are a little hard, so if you fillet it normally, this is the only part that will be left uncut. So, to cut this place, you need to press the knife against it so that you can see the entire spine from this side. Doing that will give the fish a very nice finished look. This is why it doesn't work out. This is why the flesh around the spine falls apart. Does this happen in all fish? Most fish have it. Let's take a look at the Bermuda Triangle. This is the Bermuda Triangle. Press and cut like this. When you do that, you can see the entire spine. Then turn it the other way. This is the Bermuda Triangle. Press and cut. You can't cut by pulling. If you pull and cut, this part is hard and will not be cut. So finally, press and cut. Use the base of the knife. Press and cut with this part of the knife. We've now cleared the Bermuda Triangle. We finally entered from here and reached the spine. And we can see the entire spine. We've also cleared the Bermuda Triangle, which is easy to overlook. So, we're all done from this side. Next, let's insert the knife from the back. Proceed in the same way as before. Insert the knife at a 45 degrees angle. Place the knife on the bone. Continue straight from there. Then you will see the base of the spine. Now we'll be able to meet you on the other side. Let's take a look. Romeo and Juliet. It's the same on this side. If you try to pass the knife too close to the bone, it will go under the bone. First, angle the knife and aim it at the bone. Then go straight ahead. Let me explain. Imagine your hand as the bone. If you aim for the very edge and move the knife forward, you'll realize after you get this far that it's gone under the bone. It's fine to aim for the very edge, but the tip of the bone is sharp, so you can't tell whether it'll go above or below. So, to make sure you get on top of the bone, cut the skin at an angle with the knife. Check the bone beyond that, and then go straight ahead. This is important, not like this, like this. Cut the skin along the line where you want the knife to go through. Gently trace it. And you will have a line. From here, relax your hand and keep the knife straight as you cut. Slowly, little by little is fine. Open it once and check that it's okay. If it's okay, close the fish again and continue cutting without using too much pressure. You will then hear the sound of the knife hitting the bone. That's the sound. It's the sound of the knife hitting the bone. You've reached the spine from both sides. All that's left to do is climb up the mountain and then go down. Then you will connect to the other side. Do you understand now from the video? Romeo on the back and Juliet on the belly are almost going to meet. They need to get over a little bit of wall before they can meet properly. From here, I'll explain in an easy to understand way how to get over that small wall. I'll draw a large bone. This is the spine. Is it easy to understand? Romeo came from here. Juliet came from here. They have arrived at the spine. In the previous video, this was the back side and this was the belly side. First from here it was 1. Then from here it was 2. And now it's 3 that we will cross here. If you cut here as it is, the flesh will fall apart. A lot of people do this, don't they? Once you get this far, it's easy to make one last cut. That's the pitfall. So in order to cut here cleanly, it's not enough to just climb up. It's important to do what happens after you've climbed to the top of the spine. After moving like this, you make a crispy, scratchy movement with the knife up the spine. Just a little, right? Yes, but every little bit counts. Now let's watch this instructional video. Now we will start climbing up the backbone from here. This is where we are now. This is the base of the spine. This is it. We will now climb from the base of this spine and then go down. So let's climb. Only use the tip of the knife. Trace the base, and then trace just above that. This is the base. This is the base, and this is the peak. What you could see until now was the base. All that's left is the final slash. As you can see, we've reached the peak. We finally come close to seeing Romeo and Juliet. You can see them, can't you? But you can't get there yet. To meet them you have to climb down through the window. You'll meet them when you get down. This is the final slash that a professional fish filleter makes. You probably thought that this is where they were slashing, right? In fact, the descent after climbing is the slash. So you have to angle it downwards. Yes, a slash is a downward cut. So, insert the knife from here and angle it slightly downward like this. The key is to raise the knife slightly in order to go down. And the angle is like this. You can cut a slash at this angle. At this angle, you're just pushing it, so it won't cut. Hold the tail down with a towel to avoid it slipping. It's dangerous to place your hands here. If you fail, you will hurt your hands. Don't place your hands in the direction the knife will go. Advance the knife at this angle. When it stops moving, it means it has reached the neck. Then cut off the tail. Check to see if it is cut. If you cut the fish at home, I'm sure you've already removed the head, but since we're Japanese fishmongers, we cut the fish in a special way, which will be difficult for you all to understand. Place the knife here and lightly tap any tough parts. Grouper fish are especially tough. From here, hold the gills and push with the knife. This will break it. No bones here. You can cut grouper without hitting it. It's very neat. These are 2 fillets, but to make 3 fillets you will need to remove the meat from the bone and make 3 fillets. I'll explain that in the next video. Now, back to the whiteboard. This is the slash of Romeo and Juliet. What do you think? I explained everything thoroughly this time. However, if I explained everything, it would be a very long video of 2 hours. This time we only covered 2 fillets. Yes, next time we'll show you how to fillet the other side. This is a little different and difficult. However, once you've mastered this side, you will surely be able to do the other side as well. There will be a second part, so don't miss it. Please subscribe to my channel. See you again.